Chapter 5. Race, Class, and Inequality. Mistakes and regrets are not detours, but essential steps on the road of life. Yet stigma tries to turn those steps into walls, defining who belongs, who speaks, who succeeds, and who must apologize for being different. But stigma isn't permanent. It moves with law, language, and visibility. What one era hides, another begins to heal. Progress comes unevenly, resisted at every turn, yet driven forward by conversation, courage, and compassion. Across generations, taboos have loosened. Gender roles have expanded, mental health is spoken of openly, and love, once criminalized, now marries in public. Still, prejudice persists in subtler forms, hiring biases, postcode inequalities, and quiet exclusions. Stigma doesn't die, it adapts, so empathy must adapt faster. Mental health awareness is one of society's greatest steps forward, but still one of its most misunderstood. Labels are overused, nuance is lost, and suffering is trivialized as weakness. Progress requires more than awareness. It needs literacy, early intervention, and the end of shame. Real reform means funding mental health with the same urgency as physical care, treating the mind as an inseparable part of the body, not a hidden afterthought. Disability exposes another truth. Visibility shapes belief. Those with obvious impairments may receive sympathy. Those with invisible illnesses often face suspicion. Equality means inclusion by design, not confrontation or proof of pain. It means ramps and captions, flexible work and empathy, all built into the fabric of daily life. When in doubt, kindness must outweigh curiosity. Quality of life, too, is perspective. To someone born blind, the world is not lacking color. It is textured, audible, and alive in other ways. The disability paradox reminds us that fulfillment is not measured by what's missing, but by how meaning is made. For society, the task is to remove the barriers it built so that adaptation isn't mistaken for limitation. When education or healthcare depend on wealth, fairness collapses. Learning and treatment are not luxuries. They are rights. A degree should open doors, not debts. A hospital should heal without invoices. A healthy, educated population benefits everyone. These are investments in a society's strength, not costs to be cut. Even food has become a class divide. Healthy meals cost more, spoil sooner, and demand more time. Meanwhile, processed options remain cheap, addictive, and ever-present. We cannot lecture people into nutrition while pricing them out of it. Governments must treat access to healthy food as a public duty, not a private burden. Old age should not punish those who worked hard. For too many, frailty becomes a financial sentence, selling homes, draining savings, and losing dignity. A civilized society funds care the way it funds health, universal, compassionate, and without penalty. Those who built the system should never be crushed beneath it. On the playing field, the gender pay gap endures under the excuse of market forces. But markets can change. Visibility drives demand, and investment drives excellence. Equal base pay and fair exposure could transform women's sports into the global forces they deserve to be. Talent should never be discounted by gender. Reparations for slavery remain morally justified, yet practically complex. The scars of history still mark economies and opportunities today. Financial restitution alone may be impossible, but targeted repair, education, housing, enterprise can help bridge inherited divides. Justice is more than repayment, it's recognition and reform. Immigration, too, is misunderstood. Foreign workers don't take jobs, they fill the ones left vacant. They build, clean, care, and contribute. The real issue is not who works, but who is willing to. Blame is easier than accountability, but the truth is that most migrants strengthen, not weaken, the societies they join. Even rest has become a privilege. Holiday prices soar during school breaks, punishing families who simply follow the rules. It's not market demand, it's manipulation. Fairer regulation could protect families from being priced out of rest. Leisure should refresh all, not enrich a few. Representation in film and television continues to evolve. Diversity has broadened storytelling, but accuracy must remain intact, especially when depicting real history. Inclusion should enhance truth, not replace it. Fiction allows reinvention. Fact deserves fidelity. Equality and authenticity can coexist when guided by integrity, not ideology. Ultimately, stigma loses its power when systems change, not just sentiments. Race, class, and inequality are human constructs, maintained by policy, softened by empathy, and dismantled by will. The goal is not uniformity, but dignity. If we can agree that difference is not a defect, access is not charity, and every person deserves respect, then the road of life becomes shared terrain, walkable for all, detours and all.